Championship from Road Atlanta in the first of our reverse grid races this season, coming off the back of our opener last week at Bathurst, where Traffic King took another victory. It's myself, Ewan Leary, and James Parfitt with you this week, taking you through the two 15-minute races, as we will see, starting in about 3.5 minutes time after this qualifying session. Good to be back. James, back on this series again. Traffic King, winner last week, back to normal, you would say, but you get, as the Porsche goes straight through the screen there off the circuit, you get the feeling this season isn't quite going to be the same to the TCR season we saw before, where Traffic King was slightly dominant, especially at times. Doesn't look like he's here today, sadly, so we are going to get a different winner. Maybe even in both races tonight compared to the opening round of the season last week.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. It was very interesting to see the MGI GT3s. I've got to be honest, Bathurst was quite interesting as well. It's not the most easiest circuit to open your account up off the calendar, right? Let's be real. If you've never driven GT3s on a set of courses before, did you have to jump into one and say, right, there you go, drive Bathurst? It was quite tough. Shamoy Samuel, poor man. He was spinning around more times than Carly Minogue. It was literally crazy. And a couple of other people had some bad races as well. But this circuit is a lot more forgiving, and I do mean a lot more. There's a lot more runoffs. The walls aren't so close. There's a lot more overtaking opportunities as well. So I think we could be in for a rather good one. It's good to see Josh Hathwaite at the front of the field.
Yeah, 86 thousandths of a second, by the way, at the head of the field. I do actually get that reference, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm proud of you.
I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story later of why, but not for the broadcast. That's 2 minutes to go in this qualifying session.
It's got naughty words in and everything.
No. It's still been like that. It's just not something I quite like to commit to the internet. So
oh dear, what did you do? Let's go.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
anyway,
right.
you'll see later.
Okay.
Well, you won't see. You'll hear later. There is Josh Hathwaite, by the way, leading in the Acura. Just saw Dave Price there off into a spin through the final corner. Sorry, the S's, I should say. Through down the hill there for him.
Amy's in YouTube chat. She's now curious.
Yeah, sorry, but no.
DM you later, Amy. I'll let you know what he was.
No, don't. I'll keep it to myself.
Oh, for God's sake.
I know it's boring, but you would as well if you were me, so there we go.
Well, I'm going to be more interested to know now. That's it. We ain't leaving the booth until you tell me. So no, I can't control you. You could just disconnect on your own.
I could leave halfway through if I wanted to,
well,
but I won't.
You could do, but that'd be nice. I mean, wouldn't you leave me here sat inside?
I know.
Amy said you shouldn't have said anything and you wouldn't have got yourself in this position.
I know, yeah, but it's true, but I don't care. I'm not telling you anyway. So there we go. Luke Woodhouse through the final couple of corners as McIntosh couldn't improve. He stays third. Where's Woodhouse going to go? He needs to effectively halve his gap to Hathwaite if he's going to get a position. And he goes over the line, having not improved by the looks of it, still fourth. So it looks like in the final few minutes of the session, nothing changes. And I mean, that's as he goes straight on, actually, following in the wheel tracks of somebody else who's done the same. It seems that, before we came to it, everybody set their best time, and it stayed as it is for the end of the session.
Yeah, Traffic King, just a quick update. He's at the Burkett 6-hour 750 race. Apparently in real life.
The what?
The 750 is driving a Honda Civic Type R. The Burkett 6-hour relay, it's called. So,
okay.
He's with James Hillier and John Labella, apparently. It's the TT versus Type R trophy. Here we go.
Okay, that's
I've just been told that. If you're looking at Discord, it's Lee Southall's just posted it. Apparently.
Okay.
So there we go. Qualifying's over, by the way, after we got sidetracked with your story. That we never actually found out what it was, but I'll let you know. It's fine.
You won't be letting anybody know. Well, neither will I at this rate.
You can't literally dangle the carrot and not feed the donkey. It's cruel. You can't do that. It's not nice.
You're not an animal. You can't claim cruelty.
I am. I'm going to phone the RSPCA. Say I've been mentally scarred. That's a donkey. I didn't get fed the carrot.
I think they'll. I think if I was that phone handler, that'd be going straight down.
Hey, look, mate, in a world where we can become dogs whenever we want, I'm quite happy I can become a donkey.
Okay, you're not tall enough. There's the end of the session. 15 minutes, as we just saw a brief glimpse of there. 15 minutes for race 1 and 2 coming up in a moment. And it is one of our reverse grid races, by the way. I should just tell you which the other ones are while we're here. Portimao in 2 weeks' time is a reverse grid race. Very much looking forward to next week, by the way, at Charlotte Motor Speedway at the Roval. If the layout that we're using is to be believed based on the calendar photo, then that's going to be very exciting because they're not using either of the chicanes, not the back straight one or the one before the start-finish line. So that's going to be quite mad. And then the week after, we've got Portimao, the first reverse grid the second reverse grid race. Red Bull Ring after that is also a reverse. And 3 weeks later at Spa is a reverse. So the penultimate round for the second season in a row is a reverse grid round. And personally, I'm quite a fan of that. I think they are... they're good rounds, but sprinkled through the season rather than every round, I think, is the way to go, and that's the way we've gone in VCR, which has been very good indeed. Let's see what happens in race 1, though, as racing from Road Atlanta gets underway. An all Acura top 3. Let's see how that is going to be broken up over the course of the 15 minutes as Haythwaite gets away well from the start in pole. He's going to lead the field in towards turn number 1 nicely in front of Sexton, who will follow in. And off in the background, Woodhouse, I think that is, who goes very wide in one of the Ferraris. It certainly is, who goes right through turn 1. It is indeed Luke Woodhouse, who goes not only for a big slide but a total spin, and he's down to the back of the field. Yeah, Dave Moss must have been involved as well, because they've both gone off the side of the circuit roughly around the same point. There they are getting back on, unfortunately for them, but Haythwaite does lead the field away with Sexton and McIntosh nose to tail at the same time here. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys come out, but it does have Dave Price tucked in right behind him as well. Price sitting there looking at him, going to find out how he can get on. This is where we're going to get the overtake. Dave, oh Jesus, on that run from turn 7 down to 10A. Was very, very close, coming through the right-hander of 7. Such an important, I'll go as far as to say the most important corner on this circuit, actually, because it denotes you run all the way now down the bottom of the hill in towards the chicane for the final time. And Price cannot get, it's close up in front though. Sexton and McIntosh getting very close and off for McIntosh, who will lose 2 places. Sexton as well, and into the pit lane indeed comes Sexton. Dan Sexton clearly with, well, I guess damage there, but something's gone on for him as he comes in pit lane. Yeah, unfortunately he's down there now as well. Everybody moves up 1. Price 2.3 seconds, but that is 2.3 seconds back from Josh Haythwaite, who's out in front. Chris McIntosh is there. He's got Mr. Bosworth tucked in right behind him as well. So these 5 group cars. Oh no, as Bosworth just goes for a spin coming out of turn 3. Oh dear. Bosworth all the way around and has to spin himself back. Oh, careful. That was close. As coming straight past him there was John Hale, who goes up to 7th. And also through Luke Woodhouse. Squeezes through, but that's the way to do it. He's got to be aggressive here, Woodhouse. He wants to gain these places back again. Yeah, but it is a full reverse grid, technically. So he will be up near the front on the next one. But yeah, there was a high-sided drama there for Bosworth, who nearly come into the path of Hale. Hale's managed to stay in front, which is good. He's down the road there as well. Bosworth getting that all wrong. Now he's got Moss climbing alongside him in that Porsche from the run down to 7 to 10. Don't worry, we haven't missed 8 and 9. They're the little kinks that we don't class as corners because, you know, why would you? As these 3 cars fight down into turn 10A. Going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. Porsche last week really struggled on top end. Really struggled on top end. Just got eaten alive on the Conrad, and unfortunately for Moss, he's got that all wrong. That is all wrong there through the chicane, and he's going to get past on either side. Sexton immediately taking some of these places back again. He's up to 9th, ahead of Darryl Moss, and just in the background now, Stuart Bosworth is going to try and come through as well into the position, and will indeed. And there's a spin. Moss goes into a spin through turn 1, and that is that. He drops to the back of the field. Not the first spin we've seen through turn 1, actually, which is proving to be quite difficult. No, definitely not. 1 and 3 seem to be the problem for these cars, but it is in a Porsche, and no offence, the Porsche doing Porsche things, back end wanting to come round as well, and if he's heating the tyres up, it's going to be even worse.
Great to see Samuel still pointing in the same direction. That is absolutely amazing after his bar first. If you watched it last week, you will know what I mean. Poor old Chamoy just had an absolute shocker, but he is up into 5th place at the moment, doing a good job. Made up places due to Woodhouse, Sexton, Bosworth and Moss all having dramas, so fair play to him at the same time. And Hale has just about the only Merc in the grid, has lost that place to Luke Woodhouse.
He's still gaining these places back, and as you say, Woodhouse does indeed have the full reverse grid to benefit from in a moment, but also there are points available for race number 1, don't forget, as well as 2. So if he wants to be a championship contender this season, like he was last time, then although he did finish 7th at Bathurst, he is going to have to make up some of these points, and at the moment he is running in 7th place as well. Based on qualifying, you'd expect him to have pace for certainly the top 5, if not better than that, but where can he get to in this race? Chris McIntosh goes off now, and Woodhouse is not quite close enough to at least take his place.
Turn 3 again. McIntosh there struggling coming out of turn 3. That's allowed Addy and Samuel and Gibbons, so fair play to them. Gaining places there as well. Hale and Woodhouse.
Oh, now Woodhouse is off anyway.
Oh, and that's coming out of 5 or going in. Where is he? Into 5?
5, yeah, inside of 5. So it must have been down the hill, I guess.
Down the hill, yeah, got it all wrong.
Oh, and a spin for Bosworth as he tries to gain the place as well.
What is going on? None of them got grip out there tonight.
Well, you mentioned it last week that you know, we've got a lot of and Matthew Addy now is losing positions here, although Shamo Samuel is making a pass, I suppose. So big slide for Addy now, and through goes Gibbons. Meantime, you mentioned it from last week's race, just the lack of grip that the guys seem to have, and maybe that's playing a role in this one now as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. 2 ladies at YouTube chat, Vicky and Amy. A lot of dancing tonight. Who's dropped oil? Well, I don't really know, but there's lots of it going on. Currently coming out of turn 3, down into 5, and it's just absolutely bonkers. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but Samuel, going from, well, shockingly last, has now found himself in 3rd place this week. So fair play to Sham on that one, as he's in 3rd.
Been doing a bit of practice in the week, or maybe just not spinning as much as the others, which is quite a good strategy, it seems. Maybe both, but up to 3rd for now. Gibbons putting the pressure on, and that, not any longer. Now Gibbons goes for a spin, and Addy has to stop almost completely dead to avoid. Well, dear oh dear, Ben Gibbons the latest. It's fine, don't worry. Sexton's going to get through easily. There was just about enough space there for Gibbons to get across the track and get back going again, and thankfully avoids disaster.
Oh my God, what has gone on tonight? Nobody's got grip. Everybody's just going round and round and round. It's absolutely bonkers. I don't know.
It is. Not sure how why this is happening, I think, is the bigger question. Why this is all happening at the moment, I don't know, but it is extreme.
That haven't spun. Actually, the only what we got 4. Oh, the top 4 that haven't spun. Halfway Price, Samuel and Addy.
I mean, Addy had a half spin, I would say, in the chicane last lap, but if we're not counting that, then yeah. Top 4 so far. McIntosh up to 5th. Woodhouse is back to 9th again. Look how far he is off the lead, by the way. 38 seconds off of halfway. And Price as well, who are out front. They're the 2 really quick ones who have also not spun so far. The rest of them just absolutely no chance so far. There's the gap, by the way, 3 seconds.
Yeah, it is absolutely nuts. It's also 8 seconds back to Samuel. There's Addy! Oh, dearie me. I don't even know what the hell is going on here. Oh, Bosworth again loses a place to Moss. He lost a place to a Porsche. I do mean that. I don't mean that nasty, but the Porsche had no top end last week. Nothing. Well, it was doing
might
nothing
not have been
down
on
the straight. He just couldn't cope with it.
By the way, I'm enjoying these non-manufacturer names for these cars. It's hilarious.
I know. You have to make them up as you go along. You figure them out.
I think it's quite funny. So there you go, Akuro.
Nice.
I'm going to use these manufacturer names as seriously, I think, because it's quite funny to me. So there you go, Bosworth in a Akuro, just in behind Darryl Moss. Now let's see if there is actually a difference in terms of track and speed this time. Whether Bosworth's run out the turn 7 was good enough. I think it is good enough, isn't it, to stayed comfortably in front there in 10th place. So he'll survive for the moment, but 50 seconds off the lead. I mean, they're not that far away from going a lap down at this rate.
Yeah, bonkers. Oh, Samuel's off. Oh, Chamois.
Good.
Oh,
That's
dear
a
me,
horrible
and
set of curbs. McIntosh, Sexton's going to get them both. He's back to 4th again. So I guess, despite the fact he had to go through pit lane, Sexton hasn't spun, I suppose. But now Samuel and McIntosh can be added to that list. And for some reason, got them bobble over those outside curves as well, which are highly annoying, I think, on the exit of turn 5 for whatever reason in this build.
Yeah, Hale, it looks like he's just lost a place to Woodhouse. He's had some drama down at 5 as well. So hard in a set of course, because I'd love to go back and find out what went on there with Chamois and McIntosh, but you just can't go back on this. It's which is a bit of a shame, but yeah, unless you're on them at the moment they do it, you don't actually see it. So it's a bit tough. Yeah, so Samuel, unfortunately, from the dizzy heights of 3rd, maybe he had some vertigo being up that high, and now has ended up dropping down into 6th as well. So
yeah, well, that is a shame for him. I mean, it's bound to happen to all these guys at some point that they have a spin. I'll be amazed if the guys at the front get through tonight as a whole. Maybe not this race, but as a whole without trouble. As Moss again feeling the effects of being in that Porsche at the moment, and Bosworth goes straight through. We've seen it in real life. You know, this to some people, I guess, if you've not followed GT3 racing, especially in the last 2 or 3 years in the real world, that might look a little bit odd that the Porsche is so weak in a straight line, but it has been the case occasionally in the real world as well. Remember, maybe it's last year or the one before at Daytona in the 24-hour race in the real world, it was unbelievably slow in a straight line, and you can imagine what kind of a race they had as a result at Daytona, given the straight line speed and circuit that they have there. It is realistic to real life. It's unfortunately just not a very quick car in a straight line for whatever reason.
no, but why don't they make it quicker? They know it's rubbish. Why don't they make it quicker?
That's such a simple thing to say. Such a simple thing for a complex answer.
No, just up the horsepower of the engine. What are you talking about? It's
Can't
just
be that hard.
absolutely rubbish. You know what I mean? It should be good in the corners, but it's just absolutely shocking. Samuel and Gibbons have swapped places, and Gibbons just lost another one. Gibbons got it down into 10, and then, oh, no!
Oh!
And then that, oh!
Oh, wow, that's not there in real life, you'll be pleased to know, but that was really hard on the concrete there. It looks like he's just going to drive away normally and get away with that, so Gibbons will be 7th. I think Woodhouse will have the speed to catch him up here anyway, but wow, that's as I say, that's not a thing in real life, that unprotected concrete there, and well, you can see why, I suppose.
Yeah, Woodhouse is now coming at him as well. He's like 1.2 seconds back as well. Amy's in YouTube chat still going, ouch. It's all going wrong. It's all going wrong. And now Gibbons leads the place to Woodhouse, and Woodhouse didn't really have to do a lot. Gibbons done that himself. So I do wonder if the fact that we're in a lot of a modded environment, whether or not the track isn't the most optimal for grip level. I don't know if that's a thing. But by the fact that pretty much everybody on that grid, apart from Hathaway and Price, have had some form of drama, I'm wondering if that might be a thing.
Yeah, well, let's see.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Yeah, I don't know. 3 laps to go. Yeah, it will be 3 laps to go, including the one that Josh Hathaway has just started. So, leader of this race, one of, I'm going to say only 2 drivers not to have had trouble so far in this race, with Dave Price as well. He's 3.5 seconds behind. Addy had a half spin, although he's gotten away with without spinning all the way around. Sexton had a trip down pit lane. Everybody else below that has definitely had some sort of on-track incident. So it's really just these 2. And they're going to be the exciting ones you'd imagine to watch come through the field in the 15-minute race coming up after this. Which is, going to be a... there's Matthew Addy with a proper spin now through turn 5.
Yeah, and do you know what that is, don't we? How many times do we sit and watch Road Atlanta? How many times have we commentated here and turned around and said, stay out of the curve off the exit of turn 5? You know what I mean? I can guarantee that was as well. Amy, it's not a commentator's curse, it's a commentator's coincidence. It's just a skill issue on the driver's part. Yes,
I heard this for last night from Biggles, first time, while we were doing another league, and he said commentator's coincidence, and I'm going to take that up myself. I quite like that.
Yeah. Hey, do you know where that stemmed from? Do you know who started all that?
I know.
Mr. Zach Sweeney.
Oh yeah. By saying that
by saying
There's
it was
no
coincidence.
commentator's curse, but it's just a coincidence. Yeah.
Yeah, it literally, he turned around, we were on TCRs, I think, at the time. And he turned around and said, I said, oh, you can commentator's curse me. There's no such thing as commentator's coincidence. It's a skill issue part of the driver who can't handle it, and they've got it wrong. It has nothing to do with the fact that I was talking at the time they spun it up. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can believe that. Yeah. It's...
You know, Zach, he's very full front, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's the one who commandeered the zero IQ race move comment. So, you know, I've nicked that off him. But yeah, no, I'm sorry, Amy, we don't do curses, we do coincidences.
Yes, I quite like their coincidence. There we go. But Matthew Addy, another one through turn 5. That's Samuel will go through into 5th, actually. But with just less than 30 seconds to go, Josh Heathwaite is going to cross the line again. And one more time round before he can crown himself victor of race number 1 here tonight. Wasn't here if I'm... Oh, sorry, he was here last week. 3rd place. Couldn't find him on the standings. 3rd place last week. But neither of the 2 drivers who finished ahead of him, or indeed the driver Tom Burnett who finished behind him, are here tonight. So you'd imagine Heathwaite will take a very early championship lead no matter what happens, as he takes his 2nd podium of the season. The only driver to have all podiums so far, even despite that.
Jesus.
That was Moss in the middle of the road. Goodness me.
Oh, that might have nearly been it. I'll tell you what, that might have nearly been it then. Because Moss was sat there. I think Price managed to scrape through. 3.7 seconds back from Heathwaite as well. Vicky's just gone wow in YouTube chat because it just got very, very close. Oh, and Amy said she heard Josh yell from the sim room.
It's probably quite a shocking moment. I mean, or surprising moment even. Yeah, that was very, very close. But Heathwaite gets away with it, and indeed has driven well. Actually, deserves to win the race, but very nearly had it taken away from him at the very end there. As he comes out the final corner now, goes very wide to avoid the pit entry, and he will come across the line to win race 1 here at Road Atlanta in the Virtual Circuit Racing GT3 Championship tonight. Dave Price will be 2nd. And coming through the field after a trip to pit lane in the opening lap, Dan Sexton's going to be on the podium. Going to be one to watch, challenging Heathwaite and Price, you'd imagine, as they come through the field in race number 2 coming up next.
How did he do that? He goes down pit lane on lap number 1 and still manages to battle back 3rd. That goes to show that McIntosh, Samuel, Addy, Woodhouse, Gibbons, Hale, Bosworth and Moss all had drama. It was absolutely bonkers. And I think, Amy, during the break, you need to take Josh some new pair of underpants because that could have been very dramatic. Samuel's going to come over the line in 5th. Still a good game from where he started. So well done, Shaboy. He only had 1 drama rather than the 6 or whatever it was we had at Bathurst. So he's done a great job. Woodhouse as well. I think Woodhouse, do you know what he's doing this year? I think the same happened in Bathurst last week, and the same's happened here as well. I think he's over-driving this GT3. I think he's driving it like a TCR, and they don't react the same. And I think unless Woodhouse settles down on that braking pedal and that acceleration pedal, I think he's going to do the same thing for the majority of the season. No offence, Luke, and I probably shouldn't upset the boss. You know what I mean? But I think he's overdriving. I think he's overdriving the car. I think he's got TCR mind where you can brake later, throw it in, get it stuck, you know, front wheel drive, hurl it through the corner. And you just cannot do that in a GT3. So I think Luke needs to kind of settle down just a little bit on the brake and the accelerator and get that balance. Use that brake drag a little bit more, get the car rotated earlier, get it slowed down earlier. Because otherwise, I think Luke could have one of these dramatic seasons where it's not going to click for him until sort of round 6, round 7, which would be a bit of a shame.
Yeah, maybe there's something in that because, yeah, as you say, they are very different types of cars.
Oh, completely. You're going front wheel drive to rear wheel drive, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, and everything else that's different as well. So yeah, I think maybe there is something in that. But there you go. He's 7th in race number 1 tonight. We'll see where he gets to in the reverse grid race. Maybe less traffic in front of him or around him will do him some good. But he'll only be starting 5th in this next race. The reverse grid really won't make much difference for him. Although, of course, it will make absolutely no difference to Matthew Eddy, who will see the 5 either side of him change, but he will stay 6th. in the reverse grid because of the weird way that it works when you've got an odd number of drivers. Not that it really matters in a full reverse grid, but anyway, we'll get that set up in a moment. Next week, of course, coming up is the Charlotte Motor Speedway race. I don't know if you've had any confirmation of what layout it's actually going to be, but as I said earlier, the calendar picture that makes it look like it's going to be a very exciting layout with not very many corners in, that's for sure. It's not quite an oval, but it's no chicanes anyway.
No, do you know what that reminds me of, that layout? And I do wonder whether or not there is something in that, is the rally layout. Because Charlotte has a rally dirt road in there as well. Rallycross, that's the one. I couldn't think of the word. In their racetrack, and I'm sure they use some of that. That infield section reminds me of the rallycross section. But it's going to be a high draft track, isn't it? Let's be real about it. Because they're going to come out of turn, where are they, 5, 6? And it's just one long run right the way through to turn 1. Could be interesting.
Yeah, if they indeed do use that layout, which I hope they do personally, would be exciting. But you never know. Let's see what happens though next week. Of course, deal with this week first because we've got a second race to come. A reverse grid 15-minute race from Road Atlanta. The first of 4 reverse grid rounds that we're going to have this season. The other one's coming later on, not next week, but the week after will be the next. Lights on for round 2, race 2. And underway again from Road Atlanta as though... Oh, and a crash in the background already! It's Price, I think, who's gone around. It might be somebody else. Certainly one of the Ferraris has gone around immediately here as they're free wide in towards turn number 1. Woodhouse trying to go through the middle and take the lead, and he does. A great launch off the line from him, and he takes the lead up over the top of the hill for the first time. Hale and Gibbons side by side as they go. Oh, and off. 2 of the Ferraris go off. A spin for Samuel. A trip across the grass there for Gibbons, and it's carnage on the start. Price picks himself past. He was indeed the one who went around at the very beginning of this race, and there's trouble up ahead as well. Hale seems to be dropping down. There's Eddie. There he is. He's spun on the outside of turn 5.
Oh yeah, but look who's with him. McIntosh is there as well. There's been a lot of drama. Addy's still in the fight at the moment. He's lost a place to Sexton's. Woodhouse is out in front. Haythwaite's in 4th after being out at the back at this moment in time, so Haythwaite there at the same time. Samuel's just going to near enough either take a position, or is he going to lose a position to Hale? But Price did not get it off the line. Good evening, Alicia, as well. Price didn't get it off the line. He hit the throttle as soon as the lights went green, and unfortunately for him, the car went no. And Addy's just lost a place to Haythwaite. He moves himself up to 3rd. I think Haythwaite might be a double winner here again tonight.
He's looking good, isn't he? But Woodhouse is leading already by 3.5 seconds, and that was the gap that Haythwaite nursed over Dave Price for the whole of the previous race. So, don't be surprised as Samuel goes for another spin through the chicane. Maybe it is a bit of a snowball effect with Shamo Samuel, who had, as you say, trouble last week, but a very good race 1. Unfortunately, 2 incidents already at the start of race number 2, and you can imagine that there is some credit to the fact that maybe there is, when you make one mistake, then the next one becomes more likely. I think that probably is scientifically correct.
I think you are right. And unfortunately for Shams, he's just got it all a little bit Pete's on for race number 2. He's going to have to settle down now. But then again, him and Gibbons together might not be a good mix because they both had enough dramas for an episode of EastEnders, to be blatantly honest with you. So unfortunately, I think these two we might at one point see these two have something together. So we'll keep a little bit of an eye on it because they are one of the closest battles. The other one is Haythwaite and Sexton at the moment. But I just want to give these a rundown into 10A because I do wonder with the history. Ooh. Yeah, exactly. So maybe we will stay on board.
That was very close to a spin there. But a good catch from Samuel coming out of turn 6, and now here comes Gibbons with the better run anyway out of turn 7. Price doing the same to Bosworth, who is going to move down to 7th here. Dave Price up to 6th position. Where is Gibbons going to go here? Oh, as he moved to the left-hand side, he's going to go through on the inside line by the looks of things here into the chicane. Late braking, late-ish anyway, and he does go through. Oh, too deep though. He just about gets it stopped before he goes completely off. But he does have the place. Samuel comes back inside over the top of the hill. Oh, God, you've got to be careful on that line with a big slide. And he gets 10th back again ahead of Gibbons with Moss in the pit lane. That will be 9th place now for Samuel. And a big spin for Gibbons at the final turn.
Told you. Told you something was going to happen. We were just wondering who it was to. Moss has had some drama at the same time. He's come out of pit lane, didn't he? Samuel makes up another position. Sexton's just lost a place to Haythwaite. So Haythwaite now moves himself up into second place. Addy finding himself in fourth. Price has got Burlsworth for company with the recovering Chris McIntosh. Chris McIntosh is another one that's had a rotten evening of racing.
Has indeed, yeah. It's been disappointing for McIntosh, and unfortunately. Currently fifth, by the way, in the standings after finishing fifth last week at Bathurst. So that's the position he currently finds himself in, and it's going to be maybe worse than that after tonight. Although, as I mentioned, 3 of the top 4 are not here tonight, so it is all going to change very early on in the early point standings here. Haythwaite is going to be the leader, you'd imagine. Will he win 2 in 2, though? As you said, he probably will. Fastest lap of the race so far from him last time round, but he's still nearly 3 seconds behind Woodhouse.
The problem is Woodhouse going to be able to adhere to the pressure. He knows Josh is going to be coming at him. He's got a lot to learn from race number 1, I'm hoping Luke has, and I'm hoping he has. But is he going to be able to handle the pressure of Josh coming at him in his Furiano?
Furano? I think it's a play on the Furano Ferrari test track. It's pronounced very, very similarly to what that looks like it would be.
What we're trying to pronounce. What we're trying to pronounce, you mean?
Furano. Furiano.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't know, similar to that. Vicky's there cheering on Luke. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, actually, Vicky Bosworth, to be honest, considering I think you got a horse in the race, love. Mate, he's out there driving and she's there cheering on the geezer in first. Oh, thanks, darling. I might as well sleep on the sofa tonight. There goes McIntosh, by the way, up to 6th place. That was the pass there, but yeah, Bosworth down to 7th. That's why she's not supporting him. There's another place there to 7th. Yeah, he's rubbish. I'm going to cheer the geezer on him first. It's like being a Man United supporter, isn't it? They were winning once. I love Man United. I'm going to cheer them on. Even though I live right next to Nottingham Forest football stadium or something. I don't know.
Not talking about me.
Yeah, I think, Vicky, you didn't get a pillow on the sofa, darling, tonight. I'll tell you that much. Oh, there we go. Don't let him watch it back. Tell him the internet's gone off or something.
Tell him it's been deleted or something. We didn't do a stream, weirdly.
The computer crashed and it all got deleted off YouTube and everything. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't let him watch it back. I promise. Anyway, now we're getting sidetracked completely off the racing. But then again, they are fairly spread out. Nobody's really making inroads. Haythwaite's closing the gap down to 2.1 at the moment. Sexton's in behind 3.5 seconds back from the leader. So these could be coming to... could have a nice little battle very shortly here as well. I'm still laughing.
Yep, they could do. 8 minutes to go means that it will be another 11-lap race, by the way. Could have been 10, actually, if there would have been a big battle for the lead, but because of the way that the timings worked last time round. But Woodhouse and Haythwaite have got good speed here, and Sexton's not actually that far away, setting the fastest lap of the race last time as well. 3.5 behind Woodhouse in the lead, and therefore even closer to Haythwaite, who is in second. Matthew Addy, meantime, swaps places with Dave Price, and that's because of an incident, it looks like, for Addy. It is through turn number 1, another spin for a Porsche, and Dave Price has really recovered place as well, up to 4th now.
Yeah, done a great job there, Price, at the moment. They're all surprised at Porsche spinning. I don't know. Who knew? But Price making his way up. He has got Mr. McIntosh closing in behind. Gap down at 1.4 now, 2.6 to Sexton. So these 3 guys are going to come into battle very, very shortly. Who's going to get the gloves on and who's going to provide that knockout blow and take the race win in race number 2?
Yeah, let's see. Haythwaite certainly getting closer as we cross the halfway mark in terms of time, but not yet in terms of actual distance and in terms of laps of what this race is likely to be. It is it's really interesting to see what's going to happen here between Woodhouse and Haythwaite 1 and 2 in this race as they come over the line now. Less than 7 minutes to go, by the way. And what's the differences there? 0.8 of a second gained by Haythwaite that time. Sexton again, another fast lap, but unfortunately not really gaining on Haythwaite. He's got to hope that the 2 ahead fight and he can get involved that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the important thing. I think he needs these two to have a good old scrap for him to get close at the moment. Who is it, Simon or Stuart Bosworth? Which one is it? Because even in the point
scoring, earlier, but I was just guessing.
Even in the point standing, it just says S Bosworth. So, Vicky, let us know. Is it Stuart, Simon, Steve, Stella? I don't know. That's good. It could be with all these names that could be used for male and female. Could be Shirley. I used to know a Shirley once when I was a kid. It was a boy.
Did you?
Yeah, it was a bloke.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think he had a happy school life, but yeah, they did know him as Shirley. On that one. Stephen. There we go, he's called Stephen. Apparently. On that one, but yeah, they called him Shirley, bless him.
I don't think... Oh, is that an actual name? Is like a real name?
Yeah, really.
A nickname?
No, it was his real name. Yeah, Shirley.
I don't think he had a happy school life. It's hilarious.
No, I don't think he would have done, would you? If you were
I do feel sorry for some people, whether it's first name or surname. Some people do have some unfortunate names for school life.
Oh,
and,
don't. That's the first thing
I'm
you
glad
do.
that I'm not one of them.
You know, that was the first thing my wife did when she picked out names for her children. Was thought about how they'd get on at school.
Yeah, no, I absolutely understand that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know why you would plan that, but yeah, in a woman's mind, it was to find out how they'd get on at school.
It'd be in my mind as well, for what it's worth.
Well, I ain't going to call the kid Shirley anyway, am I? Let's be real about it. Unless I just completely didn't have my glasses on and read it wrong when it came out. You know what I mean?
It is the 21st century. You know, I'm not sure anybody under the age of about 40 is called that anyway.
No.
If I'm honest.
Normal people.
You know what I mean? Anyway. Woodhouse slides again through 6 and 7 as he continues to be put under pressure by Josh Heathwaite. Less than 7.5 tenths of a second, less than 3/4 of a second now, but the gap between the two. He's not quite able to get close. You know, he's leaving this quite late, is Heathwaite. I don't think he has any other choice. He's just catching at the pace he can do, but he's not going to have very many laps, is the point, to actually try and pass Luke Woodhouse. And if he turns out to be a tough customer, which we suspect he will be, Luke Woodhouse, then this could be difficult to do in the time remaining.
Well, if Luke settles down and drives the car like a GT3 and not like a TCR and plants it where it needs to be planted on the inside and making sure that obviously he's taking the race, hugging the curb if he needs to on the entry and stuff like that, he might be all right because you can defend. The only thing he's got to try and get away from, and Heathwaite's got to be within about 2.5 tenths here from turn 7 to coming through at turn 10. So if Heathwaite, he needs to be within that 2.5 tenth mark to get the draft. This always seems to be the same in GT3s and other. Oh well, there you go. Woodhouse is very precarious, and it's unfortunately just gone and done that. And that was just overdriving. Well, he wasn't. He was slow coming out of going into 5, but unfortunately, he's just gone from first to last in one go.
It's just the pressure. It's just the pressure, isn't it? When you lose the rear end like that, you're chasing the car across the road, and Sexton has passed as well. He would have really been hoping for a fight between those two because he and Heathwaite are so evenly matched. But when you've got a 2.5 head start, it's much easier to stay in front and try and claw those gaps back. Again, 3 laps to go when we get to the line, so he's going to need about half a second a lap. That's going to be very, very difficult time to take over Josh Heathwaite, who's now leading this race.
Yeah, 1.6 seconds Sexton's got at the moment. He's got to try and get anything remotely near that time. I don't even think he's going to be able to be honest with you. Chamoy's just gone off again. He's had more dramas. Oh, he's having more and more. Oh, you know, I do feel bad, but it's just like deja vu. It's literally like deja vu with Parfitt for Sham. I wonder if it'd be on like Dancing with Ice or something. Dancing on Ice.
Dancing with Ice?
Oh, yeah, Dancing with Ice. Dancing with an Ice statue. Dancing on Ice or something. It's just had a rotten one. Shams, you need to, like, I don't know, change a car or go into a Curo or a Mercer or something. I don't know. Just do something. He's had a rotten one, as poor old Shams, and it seems back. The interesting thing, Sexton's just pulled out 3 tenths out of Heathwaite.
Yeah, is he going to do this with time remaining is the question. Even at the half second I was saying earlier, closing a lap, he'd only get there by the end of the last lap, which is not really ideal either. But yeah, he has gained the amount of time you'd need to gain on this lap to actually have a chance at making a pass here, and just wonder whether maybe he has got the chance here to actually go through. Let's see as he comes down the hill now in towards the final chicane. Woodhouse in his wheel tracks on the way down here as well. Latest on the brakes through the final chicane. Woodhouse is putting more pressure on Sexton than I think the race leader is going to be put under here, but let's see.
1
minute 40 to go. There will be another time for another 2 laps here. 4/10 of a second that time taken out by Sexton.
Yeah, he is bringing it down. He ain't dropping Woodhouse in the process. If I was Woodhouse, I'd let Sexton pull him forward for a minute. I would let Sexton pull him forward. We know there's going to be one more lap.
Oof!
Oof. In my hero.
That was Sexton right over the inside curve there. Again, for some reason in this build, there's a lot of inside sausage curves, anti-cut curves. See them on the outside here. There they are, even though there's gravel there, which do track limits enforcement quite well themselves. There's more curves there, and Sexton really went over the top of one of those there, very nearly spun all the way around. It's just the pressure that Woodhouse is putting onto him.
Yeah. The interesting thing is Samuel is just up the road. Now, I don't think they're going to get near him, but Hayquay needs to be careful because he's got, oh, there's Shamsa going over the hill. He might get near him, you know. 1.2 seconds at the moment. Don't do anything. Don't do anything because you're just going to pull him back for the leader. Silly.
I think Woodhouse has thought, well, that might be my best chance to get into second. I'm not going to get to the lead here, and so might as well go for it. Sexton's going to come back again through the final corner. Really tight through there, and the Ferrari has to go off a little bit to facilitate some space for the Acura on the inside line. And Sexton has another look at the inside of turn 1. That's his last chance, by the way, at turn 1, because this is the last lap of the race.
And there you go. I've had to lose 0.8, nearly a second fight. Shouldn't have done that. I'd let him pull him up and get him down. If you're going to run at him, get him down from 7 to 10. 2.4, 2.5. Oh no.
Oh, that's not halfway. Oh,
no, it's not. Poor old Shams, it's all gone wrong. Amy, I'm blaming you. Me.
Out of turn 7 for Halfway, who it looks like he is going to go on to win this race. Who's going to finish in second, though, with Woodhouse and Sexton in second and third. It looks like Woodhouse might have enough here. Ferrari looking good in a straight line, and so I think we'll keep that second position before the chicane down the hill, and indeed will, by the looks of this. So Woodhouse will get to second, but out front, Josh Hepwaite is going to do the double. The first reverse grid race of the season, and it's our first double winner as well. He flashes the lights and crosses the line. A double winner for the first time in the GT3 Championship. It's Josh Hepwaite this time, who beats Woodhouse and Sexton. McIntosh and Price go side by side over the line, and there's a crash after the finish. McIntosh gets 4th and Price only 5th.
Wow, that was a close end. Bosworth comes over. Stephen comes over the line there, Vicky, the one you're supposed to be cheering. Comes over in 6th, and he's going to come over in 7th off the bus. Stay off that curb, that's really no good for you. Hale's coming over here in 8th place with Moss in behind. But what was Price and McIntosh were having a right little ding-dong coming over the line, weren't they? There we go.
That was unusual. A crash over the line like that for McIntosh and Price, but there you go. They finished 4th and 5th, and hopefully no arguments after the race as Hale and Moss go over the line as well. 8th and 9th. That will complete the racing tonight from the Virtual Circuit Racing GT3 Championship. We'll give them a moment to come in and have a chat with us. Hopefully they do in a minute. But yeah, a good first reverse grid round, I think you'd say, of the season so far. Obviously, Chris has put himself straight into
Wrong
into here.
Easy, son.
I'm doing it the proper way. It's because this is not a locked channel, by the way, but that's because we were having trouble dragging people before.
Luke struggled to set this up, all right?
So I still can't drag people.
I'm not going to, give him too much grief for here either. I'd like to point out something that Vicky's made me laugh in YouTube chat. She but I'm in the same room, he can hear me. Well, he can't because you typed it in YouTube chat. So unless you've got text to speak or something, he ain't hearing nothing. Anyway, now I've finished on that one. Right, let's bring in, who do you want to go with first?
That's double race winner Josh Hepwaite. Seems to make sense, doesn't it?
There you go.
After tonight, Josh, welcome in. Good to have you with us. Congrats on being the first double winner this season in the first reverse grid round as well. You must have been, well, maybe you weren't, but how confident were you coming into tonight? Road Atlanta was a circuit you were looking comfortable at anyway.
Before I answer that, I need to say a very, very big sorry to Dave for the start of race 2. That was just, it was me or him, unfortunately.
But
We
he
both went
slid
through.
up.
Pardon, what?
Dave Price.
Yeah.
Yeah, he slid up off the line, didn't he?
As far as I
see
was,
what happened, to be honest.
Describe to us
what happened, Josh. We didn't really see it.
So I started, I think, P10, I think it was, and got a good launch. Saw a gap to the right of the car in front of me. Dave must have either got a good launch or something happened. We both went for the gap, and unfortunately, Dave came out the worse off, and I felt horrible for it.
Yeah, but you didn't slow down and let him through, though, did you?
No, God, no.
No, you didn't feel that horrible then, did you?
No, I felt terrible, but come on.
Okay, mate.
But to answer your question, I was pretty confident. I was strong in practice. Dan was really strong. Dave was really strong. Chris was really strong. So I expected a really, really good race, and I think we had 2 pretty damn good races. Obviously, I'm a bit biased because I won, but I think it was really, really good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
What have you made of the GT3 so far? We've had a normal round and a reverse grid round, and obviously the field, of course, especially of those who were around you last week, a bit decimated today. Top 3, or 3 out of the top 4, sorry, not here today, that were here last week. But have you found the GT3 so far?
Oh, I absolutely love them. I think they're great. I think the NSX is really good. Ferrari, really good. I think we touched on this last week as well. There's some outliers that I don't think people are enjoying, which is a shame really, because I was really hoping for a good multi-car series. But I think we may have to have some discussions on what people want to do, because I think some of the cars just aren't kind of cutting the cake. I think cutting the mold, or whatever it is.
The mustard, mate.
Cutting the mustard. That's it.
It makes no sense, but yeah, that's the saying. As well. I think you need to up the speed of the Porsche. It's slow. You might as well be in a Mini.
See, this is the thing. We're saying it's slow, but Dave tested it on this track and did, I think, an 18.8, 18.9.
What did he have nozzle on or something?
No, he's just got he's got Sparko racing boots, hasn't he?
Oh,
so he's
okay.
fast.
So the boots make him quicker.
Yeah, the boots always make you quicker, mate.
Well, he didn't make him very quick this evening.
There's no need to be mean.
I'm not being mean. I'm being realistic.
Yeah, that's true.
Being realistic, that's the best way. But I don't know. I think the Porsche needs a bit of a buff, to be blatantly honest with you.
I'll speak to Luke and I'll see what we can do.
All right, mate. No worries.
Also, well, yeah,
Love question.
I was going to say, why would he do that? Because he's not in a Porsche and he's winning at the moment in an Acura. So there you go. But anyway, I
can answer that. It's because people are unhappy with the cars that they've got, and as much and as nice as it is to win or have a faster car, it's not nice knowing people are unhappy in this series because they have a car that's at a disadvantage, and that kind of takes the fun away from it.
Give them the option to change cars then.
I think I'll speak. Like I said, I'll speak to Luke. It's his series, so I'll speak to Luke. We'll speak to everyone else and see what they want to do.
Yeah, I'd give it. Say, look, all right, if you're not happy, you got 1 car change, no penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Next one costs you 5 points or something. That's my philosophy.
5? That's
Yeah, well, you can't be too
that's
low.
no penalty at all.
Well, if they want to change cars the next time, it costs them 15. I don't know. Just double it, innit? Double maths. 2 plus 2 is 4, innit?
15 is not double 5, but anyway, that's
whatever. You know what I mean. 7.5 then, if you really want to be pedantic. Jesus Christ.
That's beside the point. Anyway,
Josh needs to go. He's not here for a comedy duo.
Yeah,
you know?
sorry. Yeah, I'm only pulling your leg. Josh, thanks for chatting to us as always, and hopefully we'll see you again next week.
I am not here next week.
Anyone you want to shout out this week then?
Oh yeah.
As always, love the fiance, my granddad, my work. You guys, you're great as always, and I'm looking forward to watching this one back.
Oh Jesus Christ, don't. Enjoy that one. Amy's loved it. She's been in YouTube chat laughing her on it was going to swear then. Laughing her bottom off, should we say?
Good.
All right, mate. Take care. Catch you later.
Right, boys. Catch you in a bit.
Oh, I had to check myself there.
Yes.
But then again, it's my channel, so technically I could if I wanted to. But anyway, do you want Luke in?
Yeah, let's chat to Luke as well, shall we? Second place in race 2. Luke, congratulations on that second race podium tonight. How did you find that? I mean, race 1 was obviously a bit more difficult, but you must have been pleased with your battle in race 2, or were you?
Yeah, race 2 was definitely a good comeback. Definitely a bit of a brighter race than race 1 was. Yeah, a bit of contact in the first corner and took me out, and yeah, just couldn't quite get back into the mix of it then. But no, race 2 was good. Got good start, managed to get straight up to the front somehow from a good start, which is unusual because my starts don't tend to be that great. But yeah, just struggled a little bit with the pace being on the limit out the front. It was just such a fine margin between pushing and overdriving. So I was trying to be under the limit, and yeah, sort of made it a little bit off on the pace. But yeah, no, it was a good race.
Told you. Sorry, I'd like to point out as well. I did tell Ewan that you were overdriving.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say I was underdriving because my thought or my take on it was don't overdrive, be a bit under the limit. And I think I was thinking about it too much because I was like, right, you didn't have a good round 1. Obviously, a bit of a collision in turn 1 race 1 of this weekend, and I was like, right, you've got to, you can't mess it up on race 2. So I think, yeah, it's a little bit underdriving, a little bit thinking about it too much. But yeah.
Well, you've proven James right, so fair enough on that front, at least for once.
Thank you.
There you go. In terms of the series as a whole, how have you found the first couple of weeks? Have you enjoyed the GT3 challenge as a whole from a league running point of view? How has it been?
Yeah, I have. I mean, I say to the lads, I'll happily drive any car and get used to it and adapt to what anything. I'll just enjoy it. So, but now I've really enjoyed the step up in pace as well. So obviously, high downforce cars, very different tracks, very much fast tracks in most cases. So it has been quite good. It's been a nice change because I think for the past 3-4 seasons we've done tin top front wheel drive, BTC cars, TCR cars, that sort of thing. So it's been a nice change change from the norm.
Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed tonight for the first reverse grid race of the season. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, just you guys again, coming back again for this season, putting out some good streams. Everyone loves watching. Everyone every week tells me how much they like the streams. So yeah, kudos to you both. And yeah, just thanks to the lads again for turning up for another season. Yeah, keeps the racing going, keeps it competitive. People are on in the week, most nights practicing. So yeah, it's thanks to all those guys.
Thanks very much for chatting to us as always, Luke, and hopefully again we'll see you next week.
Yeah, cheers guys, take care.
Cheers, thanks very much, Luke Woodhouse, the second place driver from race number 2 tonight here at Road Atlanta. Well, that was a successful evening, you'd say, of good racing. The GT3 Championship off to a good start in these first couple of weeks, but first double winner, Josh Hethwaite this week, and that was pretty dominant from him tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at the session I've just loaded into, that's loaded me into Charlotte because the last one crashed and kicked me out, it is that layout that we were talking about.
It has got chicanes on it though, by the looks of that.
It does look like there's a king. I was hoping Matthew Addy might have gone for a spin, but he hasn't. But yeah, great night. Josh taking a double win. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I think it's been great. We've had great fun in YouTube chat as well. Vicky's going to be sleeping on the sofa, so that's fine. So yeah, it's been good fun. I've enjoyed it.
Yep, it has certainly been. Well, I hope everybody's enjoyed it at home as well. We'll be back, of course, next week with the next round from Charlotte. The mystery layout will be finally revealed, although we think we've uncovered that mystery quite quickly here at the end of tonight. So hope you'll join us nevertheless. Should be a good round of the championship. But for now, I've been Ewan O'Leary alongside James Parfitt. Until we see you next week in the next round of the Virtual Circuit Racing GT3 Championship from Charlotte, it's goodbye for now.